I was on my way back home to Tinker Air Force Base, Oklahoma, from a deployment in Saudi Arabia. And just the fact that I was traveling in the air on 9/11 was kind of an interesting set of circumstances. We left Prince Sultan on, I think, the 8th. We broke down for a couple of days in Ireland, which is a nice place to break down. We ended up making it to the east coast of Baltimore on the night of the 10th. So the morning of the 11th, as those planes were leaving Boston and Washington and New York, we were leaving Baltimore for Oklahoma City. And we made it as far as St. Louis. And it was very interesting. We changed planes in St. Louis, and we started to taxi out to the runway, and all of a sudden we stopped. And the pilot said to us, we're going back to the terminal. And we're like, why? And he had the door open, so, and he looked over his shoulder and down the aisle, and I could see him. And he goes, you all don't know what happened, do you? We're like, no, what happened? He said, we've been attacked. And he described what had happened. And he said that the FAA had declared a nationwide emergency, and all aircraft were ordered to the ground. And so he took us back to the terminal, and we were told to grab our luggage and depart the airport immediately. So everybody's running around crying and not knowing what to do, and we knew something big had happened. We weren't totally sure what. Then we started to find out the details. So we're like, wow, what do we do? I mean, I had to get back to my base. So I thought, wow, how about renting a car? So I went down to the basement of the airport, and there were a lot of other people that had the same idea I did, standing in line waiting for a car. And so we're standing in line, and all kinds of rumors are going around about what's going on and stuff, and we found out that all they had left were 15 packs Vans, and it would cost us $1,500. So I'm like, wow, I got to get back somehow. And I met another lieutenant in line who was going to Tinker as well. So we talked about, we'll share the cost, and they're going to have to pay us. They have, one way or the other, they're going to have to pay us on our travel voucher. And I got to talking to some other people in line, and we found that there were other people that were traveling down to Texas, going to Austin and going to Dallas and places like that. And we said, hey, why don't we share expenses? And so we got a few other people. Says that's a good idea. And I asked this lieutenant, I go, hey, I got an idea. Why don't you go out to the baggage area and see if anybody else is traveling down the Interstate 4435 corridor. And so he did, and he gathered 3 or 4 more people. So what ended up happening is you had 10 people. I think there were 10 people in that van, 10 total strangers that joined together, for one mission, to get home. So we pooled our money together, and we got home. And that's how we did it. And we dropped people off here and there all along the road. And so that evening I made it back. So it was quite a day. Just in that long van ride, thinking about what was going on. I knew our country was under attack. I knew it was a military member. This had huge implications. Wasn't sure what. And it was the beginning of a new time.